Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and people. It's Philip Wilkerson back with another episode of Positive Philter. I'm joined by a special guest. Everyone's a special guest because they join me on my show. But before we get started, we're going to check out some of the things that we got going on. So we have endorsements and plugs. I don't have any sponsors, but I'm trying. But I do have an affiliate link to the Intelligent Change. Intelligent Change is the makers of the 5-Minute Journal, which I use very actively all the time. I'm on my 5th journal, so please connect and follow Intelligent Change. I also like to give a shout out to one of my fraternity brothers. He works on a web show, my fraternity brother, Mike Frimpong. If you listen to the podcast, he was recently on an episode about Brother the Ear, and his show that he helps assist with is called Tiny Froze, which is a web series about a millennial animated dramedy about life. The storyline follows Frolana, a mental health professional who struggles with relationships, career goals, and the infamous imposter syndrome. With commentary from a few other lively personalities, she endeavors to figure out adulting on Tiny Froze Universe. You can find that on Instagram as well as their website, tinyfroze.com, and YouTube. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on my special guest. Everyone's a special guest, but this one, I had to give a shout out. I was doing it. I was going down the rabbit hole and realized that this gentleman has been on my podcast 15 times already. That's it. 15 since 2017. This is his 15th episode. But like every single episode, I'm going to assume that you don't listen to it. So I'm going to have him reintroduce himself again. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. I think I can do the clap sound. No, that's the wrong one. Let me get that right. No, you can't hear it. Whatever. You hear the claps. I don't hear the claps. But shout out to Hillard. Welcome. Did you hear the clap?
I heard the clap. And then you went to the womp, womp, womp.
Oh, well, I couldn't hear the sound. You hear the clap now?
Yeah.
Right, shout out to that. Okay. I have different headphones in, so I can't hear the sound effects. But shout out to you, Hillard. Welcome.
Of course. That's like the most. Hold on, man. That was hilarious. I love it. There's no other way, it should have went. I just felt like it had to go that way. I'm not introducing myself no more. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it, Phil. And here's why. Because there's 14 other episodes that they should check out. I want to run your numbers up. Your listeners need to go back and listen to your stuff and hear some of the stuff that we've talked about. I feel like we've talked about some really good stuff. So if you want to know more about me or hear me introduce myself 14 different times, please go back and listen to some of those episodes. I feel like at the time there were like really good introductions and really good gems that we dropped. So,
all right, well, fair enough. So, for those that know, Hillard is my best friend. He's a soul black man in Idaho. This is the 3rd in a 4-part series talking about goal setting. We are keeping each other accountable in the year 2022. Lots of ups and downs. Obviously, he has very significant losses this year, but we're still trucking forward. And so I had a little exercise, and I'm going to run this through with you, Hillard. And I want you, I'm just going to just go with it.
all
So
right.
for the listeners, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a couple slides again, and Hillard's going to be here this time. And I want him to think about what does he see. So Hillard, the first thing we're going to have is I have my vision board up. For those that are listening, I have a vision board. I actually put images on a board that I actually look at. For those that are viewing this, you're seeing my vision board in real life. We talked about this earlier on about creating a vision board and why they're doing it. But Hillard, I want you to know, we're going to do a reverse thing. Yep. I want you to look at my vision board.
Yep.
And I want you to think based on this vision board, which is really small, but you can see some things.
Yeah.
What do you think are some goals or some things that you see connect with me from this vision board that I made about myself?
Stay amazing. Is that a kitchen counter over there in the top left?
Yeah, it's the kitchen.
Okay. Is that supposed to be? I'm not sure what that's supposed to represent.
The kitchen?
Yeah.
That was going to remodel our kitchen.
Oh, okay. Got you.
What about the Stay Amazing? What'd you think about that one?
Like, that's you. Like, I don't know. I mean, granted, I'm biased. So you're an amazing individual. That's how I view you. And even when, like, even when things are hard and tough, I mean, they're hard and tough for you, right? And I think we talk and we're very transparent with each other, but like you're still positive. Like, you're way more positive than me, I feel like, at times. Like, just in just your outlook, like on the situations, and like finding that silver lining when when other people can probably sometimes struggle. And I think that part is amazing. Like, and plus you like just always want to laugh and joke. That's amazing. The introduction even today, like, doing the clap, but they're following it right back with the sound effects of the womp womp. Like, that's amazing. I don't know. Little stuff like that. It just Phil being Phil, and everybody that know Phil and like really know him and come in contact with him, spend like, I'll say 30 minutes, will see like that amazing like quality of like who you are. You know what I mean?
That's nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna just accept that. Also, you see all the random stuff. Let's
I
do
see the
two
random
more
stuff.
things.
40 under 40. That's dope.
I wanted it.
Is that the family pick? You already know how I feel about family.
Mm-hmm.
So that's amazing. Young professional, that picture of you just in your suit and tie, your Mason. And that J. Cole down there in that corner, that's fire. Cause that album is fire. Not his best album, but that's a fire album.
Well, thank you, Hillard. Yeah. We got one more image that you say, because I want to take up the whole episode. I just wanted to share my vision with you. You've seen this, but I was just curious. My thought is, and the reason why I had this,
Who are the men? I've never seen this vision board before.
Who, right here? These ones?
Yeah, the men. Like,
which one? There's two men.
Like founders or whatever.
Oh yeah, those are the jewels. Those are my Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity brothers.
Gotcha.
Those are the jewels, the 7 jewels.
Okay.
And then this one is just a random guy. I typed in public speaker and they just showed this random black dude on stage.
Okay, that's dope.
And then the cell phone. I'm gonna do that one time again. I didn't do it this year though.
When's the last time you did it? Last year?
Maggie didn't like when I do that.
Did you do it last year?
No, I haven't done it in the pandemic. The last time I did the burner phone was 2019. I know clearly it was fall 2019 because I actually went to fall 2019's probate and took pictures with the flip phone. You can see those online. They're on Facebook. I call it the year of the flip phone, 2019.
You guys
Maggie told me that I could not do that again, specifically during the pandemic, because flip phones don't have Find My Friends.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So she don't know where I'm at. But I was like, that's good. And hashtag prayers for Maggie. So I don't know if I'll do that again, or maybe I won't. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to do it for weekend, flip phone weekend. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of like doing it though.
Yeah.
So Hillard, we're going to do another exercise.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you 2 things and we're going to go back. So now, I think a lot of people know me as very visible. I'm very visible with successes and things that I do well, but I'm going to be transparent and say, in this year, I've had a lot of failures and a lot of setbacks. Yes, Dorothy, hashtag prayers for Maggie. Shout out to Dorothy though. Dorothy joins us every single live. She shows us love. That's why I love her. She's my ex-work wife. She left me, but love is still there. But I think a lot of people see that and they say, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that, doing this. But they also don't know that I've actually probably strike out a lot, like quite often. So I wanted to show, even in this year, pursuit of goals in 2020, a few things that did not go my way. So here we go. Once again, I'm going to share that again. And so here's some things, setbacks. Now, let me be totally transparent with the listeners or followers. I consider failures or setbacks things that I had a real influence on. So, I had a very difficult year. I just lost my father-in-law. I don't consider that a failure or setback, because I was out of my control. That had nothing, I had no influence on, God's plan or whatever you say it is. But these are things that I actually tried on my own and it didn't go out, right? Like,
Right.
I didn't get a NACE award that I, tried. I presented proposals to both organizations, NACE and EACE. They did not accept my proposals, for presentations. I tried out for TEDx or put in applications, didn't get it. I didn't get in to a higher ed PhD program at Mason. I didn't get 40 under 40 for business. This Ujami Institute was an institute for higher ed professionals, for Black higher ed professionals. I applied. I didn't get into that. And I didn't get into the Black Podcast Award. I submitted my podcast for the Black Podcast Awards. So those are some failures, very publicly. I have way more failures than this on this list. Some of them I like to keep private. Some of them, obviously for confidentiality. I thought about this too. Like, if they're not just me, I don't want to put someone else, that was connected to that. You know what I'm saying? Like a team loss, there's team losses.
Right.
But these are ones where mostly we're solo. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then here are some of the wins this year so far. The 40 under 40, getting on the Eastern Ace. You saw that earlier. I didn't get a proposal, but I'm on their board, Registered Student Org of the Year, Distinguished Black Alum, outstanding. Got into a PhD program. Now, I showed this visibly. I showed this to the world. I want to know, this is why we had this podcast, You're My Best Friend. Non-biased, what do you see from those two lists? What stands out to you?
What stands out to me?
Yeah.
The drive, like your failures are your failures, right? Like, but you didn't stop. Like, and I think it's important for us to look at that, like the things that we're not successful at, and not just like there's a reason, right? Like certain things don't happen, but then like look at all the stuff that we are able to accomplish. And I think sometimes we harp and we just focus in on those failures and we get discouraged and we just stay there and probably stay there a little bit too long, a little longer than we're supposed to. Right. But it doesn't seem like you did, like, because you look at the list of the success is that, all right, I didn't get these things, but look at all the things I did get. And I'm glad you showed it that way first, is that you showed the things that you failed. And then you showed the things that you were successful at. Because I think that's important to be like, man, example. All right. So my printer was down for like 2 weeks, right? I was trying to troubleshoot it myself. I went through Google, then I contacted the guy that I'm supposed to contact. I contacted him. He gave me a couple things to do. Couldn't do it. So then I had to go through like the help desk and help support. And anyway, I got it all fixed, right? But I had like shirts that I needed to make, orders I needed to fulfill, right? And I'm like way behind. Dude, I cranked out just on Friday. I must have cranked out like 17 shirts, right? Of the 17, I messed up on at least 5 of them. I'm pissed because that's money for the material, money for the shirts, right? So it's just like all of this, and it's just sitting right now in a pile, like in that room, like, my guest room, but quote unquote my work room, and it's just sitting there. I'm just like, eventually I gotta take them and just throw them away because there's nothing I can do with them. They're done. They're ruined. But I still got like all of the first order and stuff that I need to get done. Like it's completely knocked out. Like all I got to do is just ship it, which I'll ship it tomorrow. You know what I mean? So it's just like not sitting there in that failure of like, dang, and being discouraged. And I was getting pissed. Like, if you were here, you'd be like, damn, dude, calm down. Like, I was screaming, like I was cursing. I was so mad because I know what the hang up is, and there's really nothing I can do about it currently, right now. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes it's like when we fail and we know why we're failing, it's like it can get really frustrating of like wanting to quit and wanting to stop. In this case, you really don't have control. You submit your stuff, you do your thing, you're consistent, and some of that stuff is out of your hands because you're submitting stuff to an organization or a program, and they have to just accept it or not. And they don't always give you feedback as to why they don't, you know. But then look at all the other stuff that you've achieved. So I think that's like that just shows your drive, your determination, your grit, your passion, your consistency, all good things that are like when we talk about goals and being driven and to like meet our goals and the things that we need to do, like these are all tangible things that you need to have to get that success to reach whatever goal that you set out for.
Yeah, but you know, it's funny. When I was making that list, I had actually a Google document called my failure log that goes all the way back to like 2003. And, you know, like, for instance, I had one on there, like I didn't get into Thomas Jefferson, which is a magnet school, right? I didn't get into TJ in 2003 because I was, you know, they only took the top 400 and I got 413. So I'm like, I know I'm smart, but I guess I just wasn't smart enough for TJ. I don't know. But now that I think about it, I'm like, thank God I didn't go to TJ. like, I wouldn't have met you. Like, you know, shoot.
I'm saying,
that's real. That's real.
Would you have met Maggie? Probably not.
Hell no. I don't know. Shoot.
I'm saying. I mean, y'all neighborhood wise, you lived right around the corner, pretty much.
But I need to go to Mount Vernon.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Know. But I'm saying this, that I took a snippet out of that failure log. I did it. I created that failure log when I was down earlier this year, and I just went through the rabbit hole. Like all the times I was just ended up short. Didn't get into JMU the first time because my grades weren't good enough in high school. So I had to go. I went to Bowie State, all these things, but I still eventually got to places, right?
Yep.
And I feel like, wow, I built this shell of resiliency. I'm very resilient. I can give myself credit, you know, like, dang, Philip pops up anyway. Didn't get into alpha in undergrad. I'm an alpha now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's always happens, whatever. But I will say this, and this is still real. This is the real to the listeners and the people that are viewing. When I did that list for you today, I still the weight of 1 still equals 5 to me. And what I mean by that is that 1 failure stings, and I'm still not able to appreciate 5 wins.
Bro.
And that's real. I'm telling you, like my list, my success list, or the things I should be proud of and pat on the back, my podcast. I make sure I make sure to log my things that I'm proud of so I can reflect on that list. But that failure list, man, I want to still have it. I don't want to just toss it. I want to face it. You know, I face my failures. I face them head on to learn and grow. I mean, I face them to grow. Like I try to look at things like, oh, I could have done that better than that. But I tell you, I don't know if there's other people out there, but that ratio is crazy. It's like 5 to 1.
Man, I'm working to shift that, like in myself mentally, like working, like mentally working to shift that, working with my therapist to shift that, because like it's ridiculous. Like it makes no sense for us to harp in so much on these damn failures, and like we get success. Like, all right, we set out, we got a goal. This is something that we want to achieve, something minor, something big, whatever it is, and you get it, and you celebrate it for like a second.
Yep.
And you move on. No, like, man, you finally got what you wanted, and you don't appreciate it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't sit there and celebrate and appreciate it, and just allow yourself to be in it. Like, you're just, all right, yep, that's great. I finally got it. Boom. Now what's next?
Yeah.
It's like that shouldn't be how it is. You know what I mean? And I think personally, sometimes that's why it's like you get something, and when you set the next goal or the next thing you want to achieve, it might take you time to get to that, because it's life, it's the universe teaching you, like, yo, you finally got to what you wanted. Yo, just sit there and appreciate it. Just take this time right now before you're moving on to the next thing, right? It's like, just appreciate it. It's funny, something super small, right? This past summer, I'm back east, right? Corey is doing my tattoo, my leg tattoo. And we sitting there, we talking. And and he's talking about tattoos and just like doing them. And then like sometimes, like he's like, man, the person, like I'll do somebody tattoo, and next time, like they want something like, a week or two later. And they don't even take the time to appreciate the art that they just put on themselves and just let that and just be with that for a little bit. And I was just like, damn, dog, something so small, like just so deep. And it's so true. It's like we move on to the next so quick. But then we allow our failures to sit with us for years, sometimes lifetimes. It's like, man, I should have, I wish I could have, and all this stuff. And it's like, no, like if you could have, you would have done better. If you knew how to do better at the time, you would have done better. And therefore it wouldn't have been a failure. It would have been what it was supposed to be. But there was a lesson behind it. And so the next time something like that came around, what happened, right? You didn't get alpha in grad school, in undergrad, but then it came around again and you got it. So there was a lesson, and there was something you had to go through to then get to that space to then now appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And allow yourself to appreciate it and be in it. And we don't do that. I know damn sure sometimes, like a lot of times I don't do that. I'm like, just like, all right, what's next? What's next? What's next? And I'm just like starting to slow down, and I got to slow it down and just appreciate like the things as they come, and just appreciate that space and that time of like where I'm at while I'm still working towards something. But don't be so quick to like move on and not take time to applaud myself, or you know what I'm saying, to getting to that milestone or whatever goal I was trying to hit.
Yeah, it's crazy, because I was thinking the same thing about those successes. I remember actually crossing and that feeling of doing it, and was so excited. But then I don't think it lasted as long as I don't know. Like now I'm just like, okay. Or I think about the 40 under 40 or employee of the month or all these little things. I think I was pretty hyped for it for a little bit, but then I'm like, all right, whatever. And I'm not saying this to minimize this. What I mean, and I totally think, I hope this doesn't come off as someone that's arrogant or someone that is not humble or whatever. It's more so like I think it's actually kind of sad. I think it's a sadness. Or when I mean sad, as in, like you said, like, what am I chasing? What is the rabbit? What is the carrot?
Yeah.
What's really important?
Right.
Does it make me really happy?
Right.
Does the pursuit feel worth it?
Yep.
And will I actually, at the end, I'm still going to do these things. I like setting goals. I like chasing stuff. But
sure.
At what point, where can I stop chasing just for a little bit, breathe, enjoy it, and then get back to chasing again? You know what I'm saying? Like, I always think about those people that, like, man, even the greats, they win a Super Bowl and then they back in the gym like the next day. And I'm like, I like that mindset. I bet Kobe did that all the time. But at the same time, did they actually enjoy their championships? Ones that get multiple championships, as opposed to someone else that never got one, and they wish they could have just got one like that person. But then when they get that one, I think they had this pressure, like, I got to get more,
right?
Because I won't be, the next season's a failure season if we don't go back again or whatever. Right. So I don't know. It's this dichotomy of happiness mixed in with success, mixed in with the pursuit of it, mixed in with when did you actually make it? Like, I think if you ever talk to someone that's even the president of the United States, they feel like they didn't make it, because then they're like, after their presidency, I'm like, I didn't do so good or something, like, I don't know, like, I don't know.
I mean, I think it's just like there's certain goals that you set, and especially when it comes to, like, I think it's depends on the goal you're setting. it's probably like how long you should sit and celebrate. I mean, I think there should be celebration once you reach your goals, period. But I understand that sometimes with certain things, you got to just like, you got to move on, especially in sports, right? Like that's kind of like how that's kind of set up. You know, you win a championship, bro, like you get, and you want to be at the top, you got to get back to it. You got to get back to work. Yeah. So I get that. I think it's just finding that balance, that healthy balance for you, and you know, for you alone, because everybody's different. And you know, some of the goals that I got, like when I hit them, like now, I'm gonna take my time and celebrate it and appreciate it, you know, for hitting some of these goals. Just because of the different space I'm in mentally, of like, you know, these are some of the things that I wanted to do, that I talked to my dad about doing. And like initially I thought I was going to have, like, I had a vision of having this fire and this spark, right? I'm like, man, I'm just going to go and I'm going to kill it. And that has not been the case. And there's times where I just sit and I'm like, and I'm so critical of myself about it, right? And I'm so hard on myself, and I'm just being this, I'm beating myself up, because I'm like, man, you should be doing, and you're just sitting. And then I realized through therapy is that I'm grieving a lot still, and it's okay that I'm not doing, and to give myself breaks. And now my spark has really caught up. Like, bro, like I am like locked in so many different ways mentally, on the things that I want to do now. This is where I thought I was going to be initially, like a year ago. And it's almost coming up on 2 years of my dad passing, that I'm finally getting locked in. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's powerful.
So now I'm like, man, I'm going to, like, when I hit some of these goals, because I'm like, it's coming, I'm going to celebrate it. I don't know how I'm going to celebrate it, but I'm going to appreciate it. I'm going to take time to appreciate it. Just like one exercise that I've been working on and trying to do is just, when I wake up every morning, just be happy, or celebrate waking up. Then celebrate when, like, you know what I'm saying, like I talk to one of y'all, or somebody sends something in our Instagram group or something, because that means, yo, y'all alive. So now we got another day. So we're celebrating just being alive, celebrating the day, and appreciating that. And
what's the mini celebration then? What do you do? Like smile, clap?
Just smile. Yeah. Just like, man, I'm thankful I'm alive, man. Another day. Like, it doesn't even have to be anything big. Yeah. Just smile. Just be happy that you woke up, because there were thousands of people that did not. Like, seriously, like every day, thousands of people. Just ain't gonna happen for them. You know? And it was and this was something, this is an exercise that, you know, the guru, Sadhguru, I'm watching one of his videos. That's what he said. So it's just celebrating these moments and appreciating these moments. Something so small that we take for granted at times, right? Until it hits close to home, you know. But we should celebrate it. And what it does is it helps us to find that balance, right? Of like appreciating moments and moving by the moment, and not looking too far in the future, and not being too stuck in the past, but like appreciating the moment, because that's really all we have is the moment.
I feel that like I'm hearing two things. One, I'm hearing like, okay, in the pursuit of goals, you know, it's almost like when you deplete your energy, then, you know, you burn out, or grieving, like you're grieving as burning out, whatever. So the time you caught up and got that passion is when you gave yourself a break, and then you hit it harder. So like sometimes it's like like just do and be, but don't focus on it so much that you burn yourself out.
Yeah,
and then
or give yourself grace. Like,
yeah.
Sometimes you going and you doing, and like, you just got to give yourself grace, man. Like, I think that's one thing I'm like learning. It's like I got to give myself grace, man. Like, I don't, like, a lot of times, like, I'm just so hard on myself. And I'll give a lot of people grace before I give myself grace, and that's crazy. It's because I'm with myself I'm with myself all the time. I'm not with people all the time, but I'm with myself all the time, and I won't give myself the grace that I'll give people at times. So I'm learning to give myself grace and not, like you said, like if I'm tired, man, like it's okay. Sit my ass down. Like you're going to be tired, like,
But hit it harder and gather yourself, recharge.
Yeah. But, don't be like, oh, like, you don't feel like you don't have to overdo it.
Or run yourself ragged. Right. And then the other thing I heard too was that these mini celebrations, basically the exercise of gratitude is a mini celebration.
Right. Yeah. And
I do that all the time too. Then.
Yeah, man.
I need to give myself credit that I celebrate all the time because I be laughing all the time.
Yeah. And you should celebrate all the time, man. It makes life easier and it makes it more enjoyable. And that's how it's supposed to be.
I don't know. That's crazy. So where are we going to go from here? I mean, I said I put in a separate group. If you're a past guest, I sent the link. If you want to join the chat, go to the Positive Philter past guest group. You'll see the link to the StreamYard. You can jump on anytime, ask us a question. I tried to test earlier today the hotline thing, but it didn't work. Like this clap thing didn't work either. Or it does work, but I can't hear it.
It did work. I heard it.
I can't hear it.
Okay.
So, like this, right? You hear the clap?
Yeah.
Do y'all hear the clap out in there in the audience? I don't even know that. Like, I don't even know what sounds this is. Which one is this?
Hold on, go back. That was like Travis Scott or something.
That's right. I don't know none of these claps. Which one is that?
That's a gunshot. That's techno or something.
My headphones is all off. So I'm just throwing sound. Sorry if y'all were listening to that earlier. I was me playing around. So why don't we do this, Hillard? We're gonna land this a little earlier. I mean, we're gonna land this at the 45 mark. We're not gonna stay there the whole hour. But you hear it? Thank you, Lord. That's my cousin. She said she hear it. That's funny.
You can hear him.
Okay, good. Y'all can hear the sounds out there in the audience. I can't. I got two headphones. Turn my headphones up. So, all right, I got this. We're going into the last quarter. So we're doing the podcast. This is goal setting. You reflected all those things, failures and successes. We're all in 2022, but we still got a little bit left. We're going into Q4, as they say in the business world, Q4, quarter four. We businessman. Hey, good to see you. How's it going? It's going. Thriving and surviving. That's my line. You know how it is. We're doing okay. So we're going into Q4. I got a list of all my goals right here, Hillard. I'm not going to zoom in. I'm going to tell you at least two that I will really do by the end of this year. You tell me two. You go first.
Okay. 2 goals that
we're gonna accomplish this before the ball drop. We got 2 more.
Okay, we in September, right? No, we in October. Damn.
Yeah, October.
We in October.
That's right. Q3. October.
So 1st. You got to be by January. I mean, by December.
I guess that's Q4. Whatever. Sometime in December.
Okay. So I'm back on my grind with the weight loss. So
okay.
So I'm down 10. By December, I'll be in the hundreds. I'll be 190 something. I'm at 205 right now.
Are you gonna do it? All right.
Yeah.
Step on the scale when you do it. Take a picture, or get naked and just put a smiley face around your junk so that we don't see that.
How about just make sure I take a picture of the scale, the number?
I don't know. I don't believe it. I gotta see you on the scale in the mirror.
What?
In a thong or something. Man. I don't know.
Yeah, we best friends, but I ain't sending you that picture.
Man, that's what they do in them junks. They be doing that thing in the you see those guys that be wearing their underwear but put the smiley face over there. because they're embarrassed.
All right, I got you. I'll send you a picture. But yes, I'm saying in 3 weeks I'm gonna be in the 190s. But you know, 1 to 2 pounds a week, man. That's my goal. Is 1 to 2 pounds a week.
You could do it.
So far it's been 1 to 2 pounds. So in 5 weeks I've dropped 10 pounds. So I'm locked in.
That's one. One more goal. 2. We got Q2. We can do it. I mean Q4.
One more goal. Make $500 on t-shirts.
There it is. 500.
So
500 overall or 500 between now and the end of Q4.
Now and the end of Q4.
So $500. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Which I feel like that'd be pretty easy. I'm setting easy goals. I don't know why.
When you launching, so I mean, you're gonna send a link so we can get the 500
spring. So all right. So what I'm doing for now, this is what I'm doing. I talked to Dave and I talked to some other people. What I'm gonna do is just right now, I'm gonna make custom shirts for people. Just like, yo, they want something. I'll design it. I'll send it to them.
They pay you.
Yeah, they'll look at the design. If they like it, we'll print it. I'll get it on the shirt. I'll give it to them in the spring. So in March, I'm going to stop doing custom stuff. I'm not doing any more custom stuff. Some people, some of my family members, are going to be upset. Don't care. Because what I'm going to do is then I'm going to do just just the brand. Define your tribe. That's it. Everything that'll be out will be just geared towards that. It'll be, if you like it, you buy it. If you don't like it, that's okay. It'll be $20 a shirt. And that's it.
A website.
And it'll be a website, everything will be out in March, April, around the springtime.
Here it is.
I'm rolling with the seasons. I was watching this guy, he was talking about it, and he was like, man, no, I didn't get that piece of information. So he was like, I was always behind the seasons. So then I had to stop production and I had to catch up. So appreciate it, Jay. So what he did was he had to slow his production, and then he had to wait until the springtime. Then he rolled out all his shirts and his tank tops and shorts, because he was making shorts and all that stuff too. And then when the fall came around, then he rolled into the hoodies and all those stuff, right? And jeans and and he was selling sneakers and all that stuff too. And I can't remember the name of it. He was on Earn Your Leisure. That's where I saw his podcast. But he was on that podcast talking about his clothing brand. But I was like, damn, that makes so much sense. So I'm gonna just, because people tend to buy more t-shirts when it gets warmer. So roll it around then, and then in the fall I can drop long sleeve shirts and hoodies and those type of things. So that's the goal. 500 between now and then, which is a very easy attainable goal to make and lose and be in the 190, 195. Let's 193. That's a big push. 193.
Okay. Well, yeah. I heard, I'm going to do the same exercise back to you, because what I heard is 2 goals and a next year goal. And I'm going to do the same thing for you.
All right.
The 2 goals I got for this year before I'm finished is I'm going to at least do inbox 0 at least one more time. I told myself I was going to get to 0 on my inbox, my email inbox, at least 3 times this year. And I've already done it twice. So before the end of this year, I'm going to clear out my inbox. Means I caught up. It's almost just a tangible proof to myself that I caught up on all my work at work. And when I say inbox 0, meaning there's nothing, if it's in the drafts, that means it's not necessary. It's I'm ahead. I made it. I caught up at work. So that's 1, inbox 0. And then the other one was to actually start a budget. I've been saying I was going to do that, but actually start a budget, an Excel spreadsheet budget, this much. I got so many frat brothers. Brother LeVar Kroom said he's going to check me. He forgot to check me. I got to check him. And then my other brother, Bawaldi, shout out to him. They both told me make a budget. I'm gonna make it by the end of the year. Doesn't mean I have to adhere to it. Just have the draft.
Okay. Budget for just your overall life, or like budget for your podcast, or
my life
okay.
first.
Okay.
Life first.
Okay.
I need to have the budget for the life first.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have that. How much I'm paying on this? How much are my bills? How much is my paycheck? All that. A real budget. Okay. I'm gonna do that before the end of the year. Those are the two things.
All right.
Inbox zero. And then the one rollover, y'all heard it first. Somehow, some way, I'm doing a TEDx. I'm telling you right now, I'm doing it. I'm getting on the stage.
We're getting on stage.
Not a practice, not a pitch, not a TEDx contest. I'm talking about like finding a real one, submitting them, saying I'm a qualified public speaker, showing them all my Toastmasters videos and all that stuff, and I'm going to get on the stage somewhere.
Regional,
TEDx,
or like.
Well, they do them all over, huh?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know they do like regional ones too, though. Like, they
do them all over the place. They do TEDx, Alexandria, FedEx, all that. One of my friends hooked it up. She sent me an Excel spreadsheet of all the TEDx's that and their application deadlines. And I'm just gonna shoot my shot with all of them. Okay,
there you go.
There will be a stage. It might be TEDx Tokyo, but I'm not in Tokyo. Like, they zoom you in or something. Yeah. I'm gonna find one. They're like, this dude is in TEDx Nairobi. I'm finding one. I'm finding one of them jumps. I'm telling you right now, and I'll be on that stage.
There you go. I like it.
Or virtual stage, whatever. You know how it is. They might do a virtual. So that's it. I think I just sent Jay the link to see if he would jump in, but he's probably busy. Shout out to Jay. But
hey man, shout out to Jay Bill.
Last question, last thing before we land it. I said that earlier because I said about 9:45. Shot for shot. We never finish the episode without a shot for shot. You go first, I go first. What you want to do?
Bro, what's up with the Commanders, man?
That's your real shot? I already told you. I'm done. I'm done with them.
Ooh.
Okay.
You're saying this on your podcast, bro. You've been a fan.
No.
Since day one.
No, already public. Ain't no podcast. I already did a Facebook status. I told us. I said, until Snyder sells the team, I'm done. That's it. That's real talk. Till Snyder sells. So that's why. It's not because they're Doug, they've been horrible. You're right. That's not the issue. I'm not leaving that. I'm telling you, I'm not no bandwagon fan neither. They trash. I could tell you they trash. Until Dan Snyder, I don't rock with him. I don't align with his goals. I don't align with him as an owner. I don't like him. I heard bad things about him too, that he's not nice to people, like legit, like people. The beer is $14 a beer. I'm done. Now, will I go to a game with my dad? Absolutely, yes. Hey, Missy, all my friends, I love seeing you. That's what I love about the team. I don't like the team. I actually like my friends that are there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let me say this. I am a fan of Commander fans. I'm a fan of those people that like them a lot, but I'm actually a nomad. I'll hate on everyone equally.
Right.
It's like Dallas suck. Yes. The Redskins, Commanders suck. Yes. All of them. Russell Wilson suck. Man, you trash. Everybody trash. Talking about let's ride. No, you're not riding nowhere. You suck. No.
Yeah, he's.
So that's my short answer. My other answer is I have now been adopted fully to college football, and I have fought a newfound love.
This one's very confusing for me.
Hook 'em horns, baby.
Why?
Because Austin has a very special connotation to me.
Oh, okay.
You know why I love Austin, Texas?
Yes.
Because of my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Hook 'em.
Yeah.
Hillard, put this on the 5-year plan. 1 year, someday in the future, anything related to Austin is going to make sense for me. Backwards. I might be a professor there, for 1 semester. I might do a Coursera course and just do 1 class. Okay. I might do my TEDx in Austin. Yeah, I might. Where this all makes sense.
Okay. Austin's going to come full circle.
Full circle of life completed. No one's going to know why. You'll know why.
All right.
My friends know why Austin is special. Hook 'em horns.
All right.
I don't think they're really going to do that well, too. They're going into SEC, so I don't know.
Yeah, they're not. They are not doing well. They had their moment, and then
there it is. That's where your mom. That's right. Aunt Joan went there first. She the OG Texas Longhorn.
See,
love it.
So that's why it's in your blood.
Yeah, it is obviously.
Yeah.
Even though she went to 0 football games there, she told me that.
Right.
I think they actually won a national championship while she was there. That's crazy. She said she wasn't into football. Okay, here's my question for you.
All right.
I had it. Now I just lost it. Okay, I got it. You are going to travel somewhere next year, somewhere new next year, 2023. Where are you going? And we're doing it. This is the manifestation one, like a realistic one. Like, like it's in your budget, but you're going to go and it's new.
Where am I going?
Yeah, you could drive there if you want, but it's got to be somewhere new.
No, dude, I'm not staying in the U.S. I don't know.
We're talking about manifestation, so this is gonna happen. You're putting this out there too.
We going together? Like we doing this? Or am I just going like?
Well, one of my trips, you might have to meet me in Dallas. I told you that already.
Oh, okay, that's nothing for me. But all right, where am I going? And so this year I was supposed to go to Canada, and I didn't go.
Okay.
Because I spent my Canada money on my tattoo, which I was totally okay with. Okay. So I'll go to Canada.
There it is. Where the west one?
I go to Vancouver. Yeah. Because it's right there. It's
how you get there?
Here. Huh?
You gonna fly there?
Yeah, I'm gonna fly.
All right, you're gonna do that.
Yeah, I got a passport.
You're doing it. He's going to Vancouver. Shout out to him.
I'm gonna go this summer. Next summer I'm coming.
You're doing it.
Yeah, all right. 2023.
That's it. All right. Well, that's the podcast, y'all. Thank you for those that joined us. Thank you, Lauren, Justin, Dorothy. I saw that my teacher, Mr. Staten from middle school, was on this. Stephanie, all kinds of good people. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm actually going to send this to y'all later because I thank you for your support. Now, as I said earlier, I will be remiss that I will say every single episode of Positive Filter is in honor of my late father-in-law, Jeff Kirsch. So as you know, from now on, every episode is dedicated to him. And in every show note of every episode, you will find the Jeff Kirsch Anti-Hunger Advocacy Fund. Just to learn a little bit about him and his work. I'm always going to put that in every show note. This is something very special to me. And so I'm going to shout that out at the end of every episode. If you have any questions for the podcast or want to leave a voicemail, call 571-336-6560. That's 571-336-6560. But Hillard, before we get off, do you have any shout outs and plugs?
Well, it's funny. So yes, I do. And it is based on what you and Maggie and my cousin, actually, all three of y'all sent me the same thing from the CDC showing the stats of how Black fathers are just showing up in their kids' life at a great rate. So my shout out is to all the Black fathers that are showing up, that are doing it, regardless of the situation, whether it's, with your spouse, with co-parenting, but you're showing up for your kid and you're being there and you're figuring it out. My shout out is to you guys, man, because sometimes it's not easy. Like, it's hard, especially in the last few years and just all the turmoil and all those situations. So shout out to Black fathers, man. Like, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys.
I love it. I mean, I even got one of my friends that got a really good podcast. I'll even shout it out right now. Black Fathers Now by Mike Dorsey. He's been doing this for years, highlighting and uplifting Black men and Black fathers. So there's platforms out there. Like I said, we don't need no CDC to verify and confirm. But it's also good that it's publicly being acknowledged in combating those negative stereotypes about Black fathers. So I'm glad that it's research backed and very data owned about that involvement. So We don't need no CDC to verify that because I know I got my own analysis about black fathers and all the black fathers I hang out with, they doing their thing. And I can
we
name
show
them all
our
right
kids,
now.
man.
We show
every day. Every day.
Shout out to my insurances, man. Maggie can't leave me. She's stuck with me. Shout out to my kid. I'm gonna give a clap for that. Y'all hear that?
You hit the right one.
There it is. Clap for that. Stuck. But thank you so much. Everyone, we're so grateful. Thank you for joining Positive Filter. Thank you for joining tonight. Thank you for uplifting me with the failures and successes, both Hillard and I. Thank you for following us in this journey for the goals we set for ourselves. We have one more. We'll do the end of the year recap of the 4-part series. So we got the last quarter to hit those goals that me and Hillard set for ourselves, as well as share and reflect. Maybe I might do another reflection on some things or put a PowerPoint and some other activities. Maybe send that in if you have any ideas for the last goal-setting episode for Hillard and I. You know, if you got an idea that you want us to brainstorm publicly with y'all who's followed and listened. But this has been great. This is why I have a podcast to connect. I'll connect with Hillard, also connect with you. So you can find this podcast on Apple, Spotify, all that, and these episodes, these live episodes on YouTube and LinkedIn and whatever. Keep supporting, keep showing love. I love all y'all, and have a good night.
Peace.